Today, I'm going to show you a complete beginner's guide of the iPad Air. I'm going to show you some of my favorite tips, tricks, and hidden features allowing you to leave this video as an iPad Air expert. Let's get started. As you can see on the packaging here, you have an image of the iPad Air itself. You've got iPad Air on the side, the Apple logo, and some product information on the very back. And to open this box, you'll have to pull the two paper strips, one at the top right here, you rip it off just like that, and one at the bottom, you just rip it off just like that. And now we can dive right inside of the box and take a look at this brand new iPad Air. We can flip the box over and just start shaking it a little bit and taking the top of the box off, and it comes off just like that. And we can see here there is a pull tab for us to pull out our iPad Air out of the box in this gorgeous packaging. It's wrapped in paper. I'm going to put it to the side here. Let's take a look at what's in the box. You've got this pamphlet right here. It's like designed by Apple in California with some more product information, the iPad Air Quick Start Guide, and warranty and legal information there. Then you also have a charging brick for your iPad Air. You can plug this into the wall to charge your iPad, and then a USB-C to USB-C cable. You plug one end into the charging brick and the other end into the iPad over here, and that's how you charge. So that's all that's in the box there that we have. We can go ahead and take a look here. We can put the box back together and then undo the packaging and the paper that's wrapped around the iPad itself. So I'm going to put the box up here, and now we have the iPad. So there's this little pull tab right here. You can go ahead and pull that off and start to undo the paper for the iPad here. And we've got the iPad itself, just like that. We can put the paper to the side there. And now let's take a look at the ports on the iPad. So at the very bottom, you have your charging connector. It's USB-C. You plug up your USB-C cable there to charge it up and power it. On the side here, you've got your volume up and down right here. And there's nothing on this side. You've got your speakers. And then here, you've got your power and your Touch ID. So really cool options that we have there. And then there's also a FaceTime camera right here on the side, perfect for zooming or doing a Google Meet or WebEx. So we can go ahead and power this iPad on for the very first time by going to the very top of the iPad and holding down this power button until the Apple logo comes on. So we'll go ahead and hold down the power button. The Apple logo comes on, we'll let go, and it starts to boot up for the very first time here for us, which is really cool and exciting. So we'll go ahead and lay down the iPad here. You can see what it looks like, and it's presented with hello. So it says in multiple languages, hello, to greet you. And in order to get started with this iPad, all you have to do is just swipe up from the very bottom of it. So we'll swipe up, and it will ask us which language we want to set up this iPad in. So you've got multiple languages here. You can use the touch screen to scroll and select whichever language you want to set this iPad up in. For me, I'm going to select English at the very top. We'll select English, and then next up, it's going to ask us about our country or region. So we're in the United States, so we can select the United States, but if you're in a different country or region, you can use the touchscreen to scroll down and select whichever country or region you want to set this iPad up and access the App Store and iCloud and all those services related for Apple in that region. So I'll go ahead and select United States. And next up is the appearance. It wants us to choose how we would like text and icons to look on iPad. Right now it's at the default stage, but there's three more options. We can go to small, and you'll see what it looks like there when we move it to small. We can go to medium, which makes it a little bit bigger than default, and then large, which makes it bigger than medium. So you can move the sliding scale and figure out which appearance that you like the best for the text and icons on your screen, and then you can go ahead and select whichever one and press this blue continue button in order to move forward. So we'll press the blue continue button, and next up is the quick start section. If you have another iPad or another iPhone into play, you can easily bring it next to your iPad here, and it will allow it to quick start and transfer all of your settings easily. which is really cool. So if you have another iPad just like this or another iPhone, you can bring it right next to this new one and you can press the continue button, and it will allow you to start setting up your iPad and copying over your settings that are on the previous device that you have. If you do not have a previous device, then you can press this blue text right here that says set up without another device. You press that one time and then it moves on to the network phase. You'll want to select your Wi-Fi network in order to access the internet. So I'll go ahead and I'll select my internet Wi-Fi name, and then off camera I'm going to go ahead and type in our passcode, and then I'll go ahead and press the join button, and it's going to start joining the Wi-Fi network here, which will allow us to connect to the internet and download software updates and activate our iPad, access Safari on the internet, and various other tools on the iPad. All the apps that connect to the internet, they'll need a Wi-Fi connection in order to work. So it may take a few minutes to activate here. Now, first up is a software update. If you're doing this now and you have some time, I highly recommend pressing this blue button. But if you want to get to your device really fast, then I would recommend hitting the update later button. And I'll show you how to update the software later in the settings if you choose to do update later. For the purpose of this video, we're going to press the update later button and we'll move forward to the next phase here, which is data and privacy. So this icon pops up anytime you are, or anytime Apple is collecting the information or using your personal information. And it's just their way to remind you that they believe privacy is a fundamental right. And each Apple product is designed to minimize that collection of data. But whenever you do see this icon, Apple is collecting your data and doing their best to minimize the collection and storage of your personal data. So you can learn more on their site, or you can press the blue continue button to move forward. We'll press the blue continue button. And next up, it's asking whether it wants you to set up the iPad for yourself or set it up for a child in your family. You can do either or. For the purpose of this video, we're going to be setting it up for ourselves. But if you do want to set this up for your child, you can make a child account for children that are 12 and younger, and they can go ahead and manage their parent controls and all the different devices that or apps that are on that device. So I'm going to go ahead and press this blue setup for myself button. And next up is Touch ID. So in the power button on the very top of this iPad is a Touch ID sensor, which means when you press it, it can scan your fingerprint. And when it does that, if it matches what we scan here, it will go ahead and allow you to unlock the device. So you can use your fingerprint in place of a passcode or an account password for purchases. So all you have to do is just press this blue continue button to set up your fingerprint with Touch ID. If you don't want to set up Touch ID, then you press this blue text at the very bottom that says set up Touch ID later, either one. So we'll press the blue continue button to set up Touch ID, and it asks us to place the finger that we want repeatedly on the top button. So it shows it right here, Touch ID is at the very top, this top button that's at the top of the iPad. You just put your finger there. You can see it starting to scan that finger. So when I press this, it wants me to cover the top button completely. Try to cover the entire top button with your finger. We'll press the OK, and we'll, oops, I pressed it. I'll press continue to move forward. So it doesn't want us to press it, it just wants us to place it on top. So no need to press down hard. You just put the whole finger over the top of the Touch ID sensor, and it keeps continuing to yell at me because it wants me to place it over the whole sensor rather than part of the sensor. So capture all of your fingerprint. Now it wants to capture the edges, so we'll press this blue continue button and we'll place our edges of the fingerprint around the top button. That way it can get all of the edges, and just like that we are good to go. So now this finger can be used with Touch ID. We'll press this blue continue button. We can set up additional fingerprints. You can rotate the iPad and enroll an additional fingerprint to easily unlock with another hand, or you can set up later in settings. So we'll set up later in settings. We don't have any additional fingerprints to add. Next up, it wants us to create a passcode. I'm going to do this off camera to protect my privacy. But you'll want to create a secure passcode for your iPad, and then it will allow it to be locked and personalized and secure to your data. Next up, after you create a passcode, it wants to transfer your apps and data. So if you have an iCloud backup or another iPad or a Mac or PC or an Android device, you can select those options and follow the on-screen instructions to transfer your data and your apps from those devices. If you don't have any of these devices and you want to set this up as a new iPad, or you're good to go from your settings, then you'll press this Don't Transfer Anything button. So in this video, we're going to press the Don't Transfer Anything. And next up, it wants us to log in to our Apple account. So we can sign in with an email or a phone number to use iCloud, the App Store, or other Apple services. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to skip this, but I do highly recommend that you create an account if you don't have one, or sign in with your current Apple account, because this allows you to download apps or to make purchases or to use iCloud. A lot of the Apple account services require you to have an account with them. So I would highly recommend setting one up. If you don't have an account, you can press this blue text right here that says forgot password or don't have an account. And then you can create a free Apple account, or you can reset your password or set up later in settings if you do not want to set this up at all. But you can see everything you get with an Apple account. You get everything with iCloud. You can shop for music, movies, TV shows with the iTunes Store. You can send iMessages. You can shop for books and sync all of your data between your books app. You can find the best apps in the App Store. You can access all your photos with iCloud. And you can make calls with FaceTime. So you got pretty a comprehensive list of benefits that you get with your Apple account. But if you don't have your Apple account, you won't be able to do those things. So I do highly recommend setting up an Apple account. So I'm just going to go to other sign-in options. If you want to use a different device to sign in, you can do that, or if you have multiple accounts. So those are all the options with the Apple account. I'm going to go ahead and say forgot, and then I'm going to say set up later in settings. But for you, I would highly recommend you logging in with your current Apple account and setting all of this up. So I tapped set up later in settings, and it just wants to confirm that this is the choice I want to make, because if I want to use Apple Pay, the App Store, iCloud, and other services, then I absolutely will need to press use Apple account. But since I'm not setting these up in this video, I'm just going to say don't use, and I'll be presented with the next stage, which is the terms and conditions. So we'll have to agree to these in order to use the product here, all the terms and conditions for the iOS operating system. You'll press the agree button in the top right. We've recently launched a brand new AppFind Store at appfind.store. And you can get access to some incredible products for your Apple devices. And we're going to take a minute to take a look at all of these incredible products. Starting off with the AirPods case. You carry around your AirPods 2 all the time, and you can use this lovely case here to protect it and to add some style and color to it. So we can go ahead and open it up here and put it on our AirPods just like this. So it comes open, and we can pull it out, and it's into two pieces here. So you've got the top piece, which covers the top part of the AirPods. You just slide it over like that, and it covers it just like that. Now, I put it on backwards. I'm going to flip it around. There we go. So that way, you can still have the hinge open up just like that. And now we've got the bottom piece. And the best part about this case is it lets you see the color LED light. So when you charge it or when you turn it on, the light comes on right there, and it lets you see without covering it up. So you can see the charging status or the pairing status just like that. And of course it comes with this little ring here that you can connect to your keychain or other devices. So there you go. That is the AirPods case for AppFind, a really cool product that you can now get using the AppFind Store. You can scroll down below, or you can go to appfind.store and get it today. Next up, we've got two variations of an Apple Watch band. And if you've got an Apple Watch out there, you can get a stylish band here. I can go ahead and open up the band there. I'll go ahead and open up this second one here. So it's got a nice little component here. You pull it open, and you pull it down, and we've got two brand new bands that are now available in the AppFind Store for your Apple Watch. So you can bring your Apple Watch into play here, and all you have to do is disconnect them here and start you've got them both kind of tied together in a way. So you can disconnect them both and then undo the band. And now we've got each Apple Watch band just like that. And now we can slide them on. So you may be wondering, how do you slide on an Apple Watch band? All you have to do is just slide it from the corner and slide it in. And just like that, we've slid in an Apple Watch band. Then we can take the other end and we can slide that in. And now we've got this brand new Apple Watch band attached to our Apple Watch. And here's another version of what it looks like. So you've got eye-popping colors here for your Apple Watch, your AirPods case, and then even better, we have them for the iPhone. So here we've got various cases for the iPhone. We've got the clear case, we've got a white case, a black case, and then even this blue, navy blue case color here. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And the best part about this blue MagSafe case is the fact that it wirelessly charges using MagSafe. So I can go ahead and pull the case out. I can bring in my iPhone and I can go ahead and pop the iPhone in just like that. And now we've got our case protected. It's got a cutout here for our power button and a cutout for the volume up, volume down, and the action button. So if you're still rocking an iPhone 15 and not upgrading this year, you can go ahead and get this case now. And keep an eye on the AppFind Store for the iPhone 16 cases that have the cutout button for the camera control. So that is the case, and you can see here we've got several other case designs. We can go ahead and open those up one by one and check them out. So we've got a MagSafe one, 15. This is really cool, a black case here. We've got a white case. So we can go ahead and open this up. We've got all kinds of colors, so you can check it out on the AppFind.store and pick whichever color you like best. And here we've got a clear one. So I'll go ahead and open up the clear one for you. Clear one, you can see right through it there. And there we go. So those are the case options we have for iPhone. We've got this white one, we've got a clear one, we've got the black one, and then this blue one here. So that's an overview of all of our brand new products at the AppFind Store. You can get the Apple Watch band, the AirPods case, or the iPhone case at appfind.store today, and it's really going to be awesome. You'll be able to set it up on your new device and be protected and have a stylish way. So these are all the new products that we have from the AppFind Store, and we hope you enjoy them as much as we do. Here's a quick look at the AppFind Store. You go to appfind.store and you can use the promo code AppFind to get 15% off your order. You can see all of the products we just checked out, and you can purchase whichever ones you like the most. And don't forget to use that promo code AppFind for 15% off your order. And then you get an option to update your iPad automatically. So future updates can be automatically downloaded and installed as they're released. This is great to stay on top of security updates and more. You can press this blue continue button to automatically have your updates be downloaded and installed, or you can press only download automatically, which will not install them automatically, but it will download them in the background. So I highly recommend pressing the blue button to stay up to date with all of your security updates there automatically without any additional steps on your end. So next up, we've got location services. This allows things like Maps or Find My or Google Maps or Yelp to find where you are at and offer suggestions within that app based off your location. I highly recommend turning on location services so other apps that you download can access your location and give you the best results. All you have to do to turn on location services is just press this blue turn on location services button just like that, and you're good to go. If you don't want to turn on location services, you can press this blue text that says set up later, and then you don't have to set it up. Next up is screen time. You can get a weekly report of insights about your screen time and time limits for apps you want to manage. You can also use screen time on children's devices and set up parent controls. If you don't want to set this up, you can say set up later in settings. You can press the blue text at the very bottom. If you do want to set this up, you can press this blue continue button right here, and it turns on screen time and tracks how often you're using your apps. Next up is iPad analytics. This is a key, a key thing for developers in Apple. If you want them to improve the products based off the analytics that they capture, then you press this blue share with Apple button. But if you don't want them to collect data and you want to remain private, then you press this blue don't share text at the very bottom. But they collect analytics and data to see how you use the iPad, and the engineering and product teams review that data to see how they can better improve the product going forward in the future. So you can press share with Apple if you want to, or don't share if you do not want to. I'll go ahead and share with Apple for the purpose of this video. And then next up is app analytics. This is specifically for third-party app developers that are in the App Store. If you want them to be able to collect analytics based off how you use their apps that you've downloaded in the App Store, then you'll press this share with app developers, and anytime it crashes or anytime you use a feature that they've collected analytics on, it'll report back to them so they can make their app better. If you do not want to do this, then you press this don't share button at the very bottom, and then it won't collect data on you, and it won't send that data to the app developers. So we'll press share with Apple developers, or app developers in this case for this video. And next up is one of my favorite parts, the light or dark display for the appearance. So I am a dark mode everything person. You can see this is what dark mode looks like. It makes everything dark. You can keep it on light if you like light, or you can have auto, which will switch between light and dark depending on whether there's light outside or if it's nighttime. So those are your three options for light or dark display. I'm going to go with dark and have dark mode everything. You'll select which option you want out of the three with the check mark, and then you'll press this blue continue button to move forward on your next screen. Now, one of the key selling points of this iPad is Apple Intelligence. It's a brand new iPad Air, and it has an M3 chip, which is capable of running Apple Intelligence and using things like writing summarizations and the start of new Siri. So I think this is one of the best features of the new iPad. Once Apple Intelligence rolls out of beta, the fact that your iPad will be capable of running the language models and the brand new Siri and the App Intents and more. So this is one of the cool features. I'll go ahead and press this blue continue button to move forward. Next step is Siri. So it wants us to set up Siri. We can just say that command and it will know who we are. We'll train it on that in a second. And you can also press and hold the top button, this button right here, to access Siri. So you'll press this blue continue button. You'll select a voice.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as the stars begin to shine through the clear night.
And then we'll press this blue continue button to select our voice. And now it says, say, Siri, how's the weather? All right, let's try that again. Siri, how's the weather? Hey Siri, send a message. Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. Hey Siri, get directions home. Siri, play some music. And Siri is ready. So we just trained Siri on our voice, and it knows whether we say the word hey Siri or Siri, and it will start listening. So we'll press this blue continue button to move forward, and we'll see what's next. We can improve Siri in dictation by sharing audio recordings with Apple. If you do not want to share your Siri audio recordings or dictation audio recordings, you press the not now text that's blue at the very bottom. If you do want Apple to listen in on the recordings that you are sending to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do, then you can press this blue share audio recordings button at the top. For this video, I'm going to say not now, and we'll move forward with setting up our iPad for the very first time. Now it says welcome to iPad, and then there's a big blue button that says get started. So let's go ahead and press that big blue started button, and we are presented with the home screen of our iPad, which looks gorgeous here. You can see you've got two screens. You can swipe around. So this is the home screen. I'm going to go ahead and lock the iPad by pressing this lock button at the very top. Today we're going to be checking out Surfshark for our lovely promotion where you can get an incredible VPN for about $2.19 for their 24-month promotion. I'm going to go ahead and download this onto our phone and show you the setup process, but you can use the QR code on screen to take advantage of this deal and get access to Surfshark's virtual private network. You can secure your online browsing. It uses protection and hides your IP address, and you can get all kinds of great features to make sure that you stay secure when you're using the internet. And you can go to appfind.org/Surfshark or use the QR code on screen to take advantage of the deal that we have, the promotion that allows you to get Surfshark for 24 months at just $2.19. So let's go ahead. This app is almost downloaded, and I'll show you what it's like to set it up on your brand new iPhone. So this is definitely one of the first things I do when I get my new iPhone. I log in, I set up my virtual private network so I stay secure, whether I'm browsing at home on Wi-Fi or whether I'm on the go on someone else's Wi-Fi network or on 5G. When I have Surfshark enabled, I'm safe and it's fast and it's reliable. So I'm going to go ahead and open this application up. After you've clicked the link in the chat or in the description below, the Surfshark, the appfind.org/Surfshark, or you scan the QR code on the screen and sign up, you'll be able to download the app onto your phone. And then here it's got two options: to create an account or log in. You would have most likely already created an account when you've redeemed the promotion on the QR code or on the link in the description. So you would hit the login button, and it asks you to continue with Google, Apple, or your username and password that you set up originally. After you have successfully logged in, this is what it will look like on your screen on your brand new iPhone 16. Now you may be wondering, what do you do? So what it's recommending is you to connect to a virtual private network in a certain location. Now your IP address can be from almost anywhere around the world that they have service. You can scroll down, and it looks like I tapped on one. I tapped on one, and it instantly opens it up and tells me more about that. So I highly recommend picking something that's local or nearby, because what will happen is when you're using your virtual private network, websites will kind of detect your location, and if it detects that you're very far away from where you actually live, sometimes it may not let you log in, or it may block you because you wouldn't want someone logging into your account that's not actually you. So sometimes it can be very challenging to get around certain things like that. One of my favorite features is the multi-hop. This way you can have secure connections from multiple directions, and I can scroll down. I can select something like we've got United States and Canada, United States New York, and Canada Toronto. We can tap on the multi-hop, and it will need permission in order for us to get started with the VPN. So let's go ahead and authorize the Surfshark and get permission. We'll hit the continue button at the very bottom, and now it's going to ask us, Surfshark would like to add VPN configurations. Since we do want our VPN to be connected, we'll press this allow button right here, and then it will take us to our settings where we'll have to enter our passcode. So I'm going to enter our passcode off camera here just to stay secure, and then it will take us back to the app and it will start connecting. And I'm going to hide my IP address at the top right here, but this is what it looks like. In the top right, your IP address pops up, and then it says connected and safe, and then it shows you your connection time. And then at the very bottom, you can see in the bottom left here, you've got the country that you're connected with, US, New York, and then you've got it via Toronto, Canada. So then you can press disconnect at the very bottom. You can pause it on the right. I'm going to swipe down so my IP address goes away. So you can always disconnect at the very bottom. You can pause it right here, or you can scroll and search for another location that you want. So you've got multiple locations here at the top, and you can select whichever location that you want to connect through to keep your data secure. So this is Surfshark, and it's our lovely promotion that we've got going on right now. You can scan the code on the screen, or you can go to appfind.org/Surfshark to take advantage of our incredible offer. And I hope you enjoyed the virtual private network, and it keeps you secure. This is one of my favorite products that I use every single day to stay secure on the internet. Now, if you remember, I enrolled Touch ID, so I can unlock the iPad by using my finger that I enrolled into Touch ID, and it will unlock the iPad just like that. And it says rest to open. So we just rest it, and it opens up just like that. Isn't that super cool? I'm going to do that one more time. I lock the iPad, and I'm using the index finger that I enrolled the Touch ID sensor in, my fingerprint in, and I just touch the top, I rest it, and it opens up just like that. I don't have to type in my password. Well, occasionally you do have to type in your password if it goes a long time without using Touch ID, or if someone tries to enter in your account without the proper access. So you do have to remember your password, but throughout the day, once you've entered it once, you're good to go for the next few sessions to just rest your finger on the top and it will unlock immediately. So don't totally throw out your password, but it's cool that you can use your fingerprint to unlock this brand new iPad Air with the M3 chip that also supports Apple Intelligence. So let's dive into the settings. There's a settings button at the very bottom. You tap that and it opens up settings, and you've got a few controls right here. The first control I want to show you is the software update. If you remember earlier, we skipped the software update section. Here's how you get access to it now that you've actually set up your iPad. You just open up the settings button, you tap general, and then you tap software update. And then you can update to the latest software when you're ready. Now, I highly recommend always being on the latest version of the operating system because you get security updates, and it's really important to stay secure and have the best updates available. So you would just press this blue update now button, and you'd be good to go in order to set up this iPad with the latest security updates and the latest features on the iPad OS operating system. So super cool that we got there. Next up, if we scroll down on here, let's take a look at Apple Intelligence in Siri, because this is the highlight of the brand new feature available on this iPad. So Apple Intelligence is on by default here because we continued and we learned about it in the setup process. And we can come over here, we've got extensions like ChatGPT. I'm going to press Not Now for finish setting up iPad to set up features like Apple Pay, which you can do later in Wallet or in settings. So really cool that you can come in here and see that Apple Intelligence is on. You've got extensions like ChatGPT, and you can see all of the details for Apple Intelligence. Additional image creation tools right here. You can open up Image Playground. Image Playground allows you to use Genmoji or generative emojis and type in a prompt and personalize an image and try different combinations. You can press this gray continue button, and then you can just describe an image at the very bottom here. So we can say apple ice cream, and then we can press done. And then it uses generative AI to come up with apples and ice cream here. They have multiple versions of it, and we can swipe through and find which one we like the best. So I like this one with the apple stem at the top of the ice cream and the apples all over. So you've got generative emoji. You can come in here, you can see some of their suggestions that they've got using artificial intelligence on this brand new iPad. One of the key selling points and top features. I like science fiction, so I'm going to add a science fiction mix into it. And now here I have science fiction apple emoji, and it looks great. We've got the apples in the background, we've got the space up there, and we've got the ice cream. So you've got multiple versions of this. You can see what that looks like. You can swipe all the way around, and it looks stunning. So super cool that we got all of this great Genmoji and great Apple Intelligence built right into the iPad M3, the iPad Air with Apple Intelligence that you've got to check out. So you can see all the different themes and all the different platforms that we have right here. I'm going to go ahead and press the done button, and we'll press it one time just like that. You can press this share button at the top, and you can share your Genmoji, your generative image. You can save it to your Photos app. You can save the image to the Photos app just like that, and you're good to go. So really cool that you can come in here and use generative AI on the new Apple Intelligence app. So this is Image Playground. It looks like that, and you're probably wondering like, whoa, how did I do that? So if you are in an app, or if you're on the home screen, you can swipe from the very bottom of it, and it will bring up your previous apps that you've used. So we can go back to settings, or we can swipe and open up a whole new app in the dock like Safari for internet browsing. And then we can go ahead and search for apple.com, and then we can use Safari to access the internet. So you can type in any address that you want here at the top, and you are good to go there, and you can learn more about the product. So you can swipe up to go home. You can swipe down from the top to access Control Center, or not Control Center, Notification Center. Let me do that one more time. You swipe down from the top to access Notification Center, and you get things like Ready for Apple Intelligence. Anytime someone messages you, or you get a new email, or any notification you get will pop up in Notification Center. Notifications also appear on the lock screen when it's locked, and you swipe down, or swipe up in this case. You swipe up from the lock screen just like that, all your notifications appear, and then you can swipe up from the bottom and it accesses your home screen just like that. So really cool that we got that. So you can swipe around, you just tap to open an app just like that. You can access any of the apps that you want, and you can just open them up. So really cool. We can come over here, we can open the Photos app, and we can see the image that we just created there. So really cool that they've introduced this brand new iPad Air that has Apple Intelligence support and is a lot faster than the previous generation with the brand new M3 chip in it. We've gone over the basic controls for it. So we can allow there, we've gone over how to access Notification Center. I do want to show you, Control Center is in the top right. You have to swipe down from the top right of the screen. It only works in this section. So swiping down from the top gets you access to all the controls, things like your Wi-Fi, airplane mode, AirDrop, orientation, screen lock, screen mirroring, your focus like do not disturb, your display brightness, your volume, your music controls and AirPlay controls, your silence switch, your timer, notes, and more. So you can just swipe down. You can even be in an app like Notes and swipe down from the right, and you can access Control Center just like that at the very top. You can access the power settings, and you gotta hold that down there. You can slide to power off just like that. I'm gonna hit the cancel button. So I'm gonna go ahead and type in my passcode off camera, and then hit the continue button and swipe up to go home. So we've accessed and demoed some of the coolest features right here on this brand new iPad, surrounded all around Apple Intelligence, and really navigating, how do you use this iPad when you first open it up and turn it on. You're able to press an app, tap an app, open it up. You can access your Notification Center by swiping down. You can access your Control Center by swiping from the right section of the top screen. And then you can also swipe up to access previous apps that you've opened up just like this, and then tapping on one. So that's how you use this brand new iPad Air. You can access all your apps just like this, and there's tons of other cool features such as customizing your home screen. You can just hold down and then you can press edit home screen, and then you can even go up here, you can move icons around if you want to. You can press edit, you can customize the pages and more. So there's so many cool features available on this brand new iPad Air that you can check out today. And if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, go to appfind.ai to subscribe to our newsletter, where you can get the latest complete beginner guides every week in your inbox. You'll get tutorials straight from, including these videos that we make on future technology guides, and written tutorials on how to access these consumer electronic products and apps, and it's really neat. So go to appfind.ai to sign up today, and you can use the AppFind Complete Beginner's Guide strategies in your email inbox to get the latest technology, apps, software, and AI tools and products. And this has been a complete beginner's guide of the iPad Air with the incredible Apple Intelligence and really cool M3 chip that's super fast. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and let us know what your favorite feature of this brand new iPad Air is in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to figure out when we release our next technology video. We love producing these for you and can't wait to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.